10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We are located at number 3, 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria. For further information, please call or WhatsApp the numbers 398-8282 or our office numbers 241-7568 and 310-8671. Remember, at Nature's Touch, your health is our responsibility.
A very pleasant good morning to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to the world by extension. Good morning to all those who are locked on to the street, 919 FM. Welcome once again to Nature's Touch Massage Therapy and Nutrition with Empress Judy and Associates. We are located at 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria, in this beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, located in the heart of the tropical Caribbean. So wherever you are this morning and you are locked on to the #1 station in our nation, The Street, 919 FM. Thank you for joining me, Empress Judy, your host of Nature's Touch, Massage Therapy and Nutrition. And for this, I must give thanks to the Creator of life and all living things for sustaining us with good health, keeping us alive, whereby we are in the land of the living, and for that we must give thanks. Thank you, all my clients, wherever you are, for tuning in to the Street 919 FM this morning, especially for this program, Nature's Touch. And I don't want you to just tune in, but I want you to spread the good news of good health, spread the messages to persons who may not have the information, because we lack information. And when you don't have information, we feel miserably. But when we have the information, you know that there's a saying that goes like this: information is power. When you have information and education about anything, it gives you the power to act, to know what to do. Princess is here with us. She is just on the outside coming up. She'll be here shortly to join us. And I want to say thanks to all my clients again who always keep in contact. Good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Jordan out there in Arima. Always keep in touch with us, sending us our messages and greetings, praying that we stay well, and we, in return, do the same for you. Sending out love and greetings to my folks out there, Mr. and Mrs. South Arapooch, who always spread the gospel of Nature's Touch to everyone near and far, wherever they go, in the taxis, in the maxis, in the clinics, the traveling, their loved ones in the U.S. and wherever in the world. They let them know there's a place they can come. That place is Nature's Touch. Good morning to that wonderful elderly lady who contacted me. I think her name is Mrs. Ashley. I hope I got it right. But she called last week, and we had a wonderful conversation. I will be seeing her soon. Thank you, all those first-time listeners. I want to say good morning to that client out there in Central Trinidad in Chase Village who visited Nature's Touch. They have been coming to us, and they are very satisfied clients. And I want to say thank you all for keeping well and, responding to the supplements, the services that are provided at Nature's Touch. As you hear the word nature, all natural, 100% local, all from the source of nature, straight from the source of nature. No additives, no preservatives. Just as the Creator God had placed it on the planet Earth, so we deliver it to you. So I want folks out there who are listening, those of you who have been suffering for quite some time now, and you find no way out, you have been told that there's nothing you can do. Your God, your Creator, said in His words that the herbs of the land was created for the healing of the nations. Good morning to Manu out there who always stay tuned and locked on out in, Manu, I always forget where you live, but Bonet, very well. Good morning to you, Manu, and to all my other clients out there who are locked on, the added listeners who always stay in touch and look forward. My dear client out there in Duncan Street, there was a day when we were off for the New Year, from the old year into the New Year. He called and he said, Empress, I didn't hear you last week and the week, this week, what's happening? So it's good to know that we are missed, because what we do here, we bring you healthy information and education all about what's happening with your health and ours. It's important. I have been speaking to people, many people, encouraging them to take care of their health. There's something that is so amiss with us. We fail miserably to take care of this one unique body that we have. There's only one of you. There are many other persons. You have brothers, you may have sisters, you may have uncles and aunts and extended family. But you know what? You only have one you. Your God, your Creator, make you unique. And that's why you should take care of that one body. When it's gone, it is gone. No longer, you are just what is called a fleeting memory. But while you are alive and you have the strength and your brain, this morning we're going to speak about the brain and its function and some of the issues we have with brain health. I want you all to understand your brain is important. That's what gives you information. And if you are being blocked from getting that information, then you will be in for a storm of disease and illness, because your brain has to be that part of the body, that very main part. There are several main parts of the body. But I was saying this morning to somebody, your brain, yes, I was speaking to Paulo. Good morning to Paulo, who celebrated his Earth Strong yesterday, the 26th. Greetings to you, Paul, from our entire family. Love to you. And also I have two other cousins who celebrated on the same day. My cousin Desmond, twin son, they go by the name of Twin Storm. A pleasant good morning. They live out there in Central. Good morning to you all. Wishing you all the best. Continue long life, health, and strength. And anyone else whom I am unaware of, but you listen to this program, or you have a loved one who shared the 26th birthday, or even today, somebody celebrating and you are listening, or you have a loved one, tell them happy birthday from Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates. All right? We love you all, and it's all about life. When you are born, you are given life by the Creator. And it's important for you to understand how important it is to cherish, to guard your life. But in order to guard your life, you have to be in good brain stem. When you do wrong things as a person, or things that is not acceptable, they say like your brain ain't good, it ain't working right. They tell you, are you mad or what? Like your brain ain't working good. You know, you use this terminology to let you know something is wrong. All right? So I want you folks to remember and understand it's important. It's very important for you to take care of your health. I'm saying some songs in the background this time. Look around. Anyway, as we continue, I want you all to remember that your health is first and foremost. It's very important. And if you are not taking care of your health, you will fall prey to all those disease and illness that will only take you down. It will not do good for you. It will take you down, and you don't want to be taken down. You want to live. You want to live that life where the blessings of the Most High God will keep you, but you must do your part. Good morning to Paula Webb, who is locked on all the way. She's from the United Kingdom. Good morning to you, Paula. Peace and blessings to you. Love, love. All right? As we continue the program, I'm still awaiting Princess to come through the building. I want you all to be guards of your own life. Ensure that your health is in the right place. Because when you fail miserably to take care of your health, you will end up having a lot of issues that you don't want. Okay? So your health is first and foremost. It is important. And there's nothing more important in your life after your Creator than your health. Because when you are gone, as I said, you are gone. So in order to take care of anyone, any loved one, even workplace, a lot of time people will say, I have a son or I have a daughter, but she can't get time off from work. And I say to them, why you all keep doing this to yourselves? I said there'll be a day that will come when you need your health, and you will have to lie in a hospital bed, because when you carry the body too far, when you did not pay attention to yourself, you will end up in a position where it will not be a good place to be, and you will have issues. with your health, with your life. So I want you all to remember your health should be your number one priority. There's nothing more important than you. Remember, we are located at 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Our numbers to call or book an appointment with us, 398-8282, or you can WhatsApp us at that same number, send a message, send a voice note, or send a text message. There are many ways in which you can communicate, and you can also contact us via our landline, which is our office number, 241-7568. That's 241-7568. Remember, we are going to do the brain this morning, and I'm going to start until Princess gets in, because I haven't seen her just yet come on. And it's about the brain, and the brain is said is an organ that controls the thoughts, the memory, the emotion, touch, motor skills, vision, breathing, temperature, hunger, and every process that regulates our body. Together, the brain and the spinal cord that extend from it makes up the central nervous system. So you see how many things the brain controls? Your brain controls a lot of things in the human body. Again, I'll read that for you. The brain is an organ that controls thoughts, memory, emotion, touch, motor skills, vision, breathing, temperature, hunger, and every process that regulates our body. Together, the brain and the spinal cord that extend from it makes up the central nervous system. So, your brain has an important function. And when the brain isn't working well, we have a lot of issues that affects us. Shall we say good morning, Empress? Locked on and listening. Not just listening, but adhering to the call for good and natural health, which is absolutely true. All right? So, yes, you have to get yourself into that mood, okay, where you understand the process of your brain. The brain has a lot of work to do. It has to instruct the entire human body. And if you do not take heed, the Princess is here now to take over her spot, you will have yourself in some place that you don't want to be. And you need to get that done, and in order to get that done, the brain must be in working. As I said earlier on, when we have issues of cognitive function, and you are confused, and why, you will learn more about it. So Princess is here, and she's going to continue from here, Princess.
How does your brain work? The brain lends and receives chemical and electrical signals throughout the body. Different signals controls different responses on your brain. Your brain interprets each. Some makes you tired, for example, while others make you feel pain. Some messages are kept within the brain, while others are relayed through the spinal and across the body's vast network of nerves to distant extremities. To do this, the central nervous system relies on billions of neurons, nervous cells.
Continue.
Deeper structure within the brain. Pituitary gland, sometimes called the master gland. The pituitary gland is a pea-sized structure formed deep in the brain, behind the bridge of the nose. The pituitary gland governs the function of other glands in the body, regulating the flow of hormones, while the thyroid, adrenals, ovaries, and testicles. It receives chemical signals from the hypothalamus through its stalk and blood supply. The pineal gland. The pineal gland is located deep in the brain and attached by a stalk to the top of the third ventricle. The pineal gland responds to light and dark and secretes melatonin, while regulation circadian rhythms and sleep-wake cycles.
Good. stop for the moment there. Now, you got a lot of information there with reference to the pituitary gland, which is sometimes called the master gland. And the word master means the main gland. The pituitary gland is a pea-sized structure found deep in the brain behind the bridge of the nose. How unique our Creator created us. A lot of time we function and we don't understand how our body works. And that's why when you come to Nature's Touch, we have been blessed with the affordability, with the wisdom and the knowledge to interpret the body structure. That's why I'm always happy to commend the Nursing Council of Trinidad and Tobago. We have been taught by very, very well-learned and intelligent professionals about the anatomy and the physiology of the human body. So I want to say good morning to all the staff out there, all the present and past lecturers and officers and whatever capacity, because we have been well trained that now I can sit now and look into your system and be able to understand what's taking place. As I always say to people, the only way you can be able to treat somebody is when you have the knowledge to impart, to understand what's taking place. And we don't look at the symptoms. The symptoms are there to instruct you, to point you to a place, but that is not the root cause. There can be, you can have a disease or illness that has a lot of symptoms, but you must know what you are dealing with in order to treat that individual to get healing. You must be on the way to good and excellent health. And how do you do that? By finding out the root cause of the problem. For example, if you have issues with the brain, memory, well, you're getting old and you're forgetting. That's not the reason. Aging is one of the factors, a symptom. But the problem is, even when you are alive, your brain needs to get certain things, which is oxygen and nutrients proper, not insufficient. The moment there is, it's like a vehicle. If your engine is not getting proper engine oil running through the lines, it will clog. Because it is clogged, it is being blocked. And when you start your vehicle, it will shut down. You may go a little distance and it will shut down because there is something that is blocking the normal function. That's why you go to your technicians with your vehicle. But some of you will take your vehicle to the technician because you want to drive all about, but you're not thinking about the person that is driving the vehicle. Needs to be in the right frame of mind. The feeling must be well. You must be able to function mentally, physically, and spiritually in order to function in this world. And when you are not functioning in the physical aspect, meaning in the healthy way, you are not able to even connect with your God, your Creator, whoever, whatever name you call your God by, however you worship your God, you will not be able to get in that process because your brain isn't working well, and people will say you have a mental health issue. They'll call you mad, they'll call you crazy, they'll give you whatever name. But the whole thing about it is your brain isn't even to disseminate. It's not even able to understand who they are. There are times when people become sick with issues of the brain that they don't even know their own name. They can't recognize their own children. And people pacify, well, you having Alzheimer's. Your God didn't say that. He said to you in his word that healing is the children's bread. And he placed all the herbs of this land for your healing. And he has his people like myself and maybe thousands and hundreds of others to do the work. But you have to find the right way to do it. It's not just walking and picking a leaf or two and then you say, well, I used that and nothing happened. The reason why it couldn't do the job because you didn't have absorption in the body. Because when the blood is affected, when the blood isn't able to send messages to the brain to say, I took this leaf or I took this supplement or whatever form of medicine and it's blocked, it cannot process the information and therefore it goes to waste when you are suffering. So I'm saying to those folks, those of you who have issues with the brain, call us at the numbers 398-8282 or 241-7568. Now, let me tell you something. I encountered one of my clients which tell me, eyes is giving a problem. and she's having headaches. And I said, what? Where in your body is your eye? It's connected with the brain. And if the brain isn't getting enough, your brain must get enough blood flow in order to give the eye to see the vision required. But if it's being blocked, you will not be able to get your sight. You will not be able to function, and then you will find yourself having issues. Princess, continue.
Blood support to the brain. 2 sets of blood vessels supply blood and oxygen to the brain, the vertebral arteries and the carotid arteries. Let's look at some issues that occurs when there is insufficient blood and oxygen to the brain. Insufficient blood supply and oxygen to the brain quickly cause the brain cells to die, leading to severe issues like stroke, permanent cognitive impairment, coma, seizures, and even death.
Okay, hold for a minute. Princess, you heard how many things there. Before I continue, I have Miss Lena James saying good morning, my sister, to my beautiful niece, Princess. That's my sister way out in the US there, who is connected. You see how she's out in the US, I think is in, I never remember, Baltimore, I think. And she always connect with us out, way out there. And those of you right here sometimes fail to listen to a program like this. I will give you information, not chastising you, just reminding you to spread the good news of good health to somebody, that they'll be able to get this information. So good morning, Lynette. Princess, say good morning to Auntie Lynette.
Good morning, Auntie Lynette.
Right. So she said, and she said, also saying good morning to Sherry Ann as well. So Sherry sent something nice there for you too. So it's nice that folks are connected. Princess sent the information to Donna. She told me to let you send it off for her this morning. Hope you can get it done. If not, Donna, connect on the old attachment there and you will be able to view the program. Don't forget. So those of you out there, wherever you are, it's important to understand that every organ of our body has a way it needs to be connected. And if you are not connected, you will have issues. All right? So you need... Okay, so you need to remember to connect with us so that you will be able to get more information. Now at Nature's Touch, we have our body analysis, which is amazing. There hasn't been one person who sat there and said, nah, because you know what? We don't ask you anything. The machine speaks. We give thanks to the creator of life for blessing mankind with the information. As I was telling somebody, you know, when in olden days, it used to be treated by instinct. But in the word of God state that he will bless man with wisdom, with knowledge, which will improve so that we will be able to do more work, even greater than when you walk this earth. Yes, the word of God state that. That we are greater, but we will do greater works because of the information, because of the time we're living in. Information is power. So as we continue, I want to remind folks, do not stay in your dismay. Those of you who are having memory loss problems, those of you who are not able to function at your optimum level, so then you leave to go in the kitchen to get something and you walk in the kitchen and you don't know what you went for. You have to go back where you were in the bedroom or in the living room and think, and then go back again, and you take it for granted. There are many reasons why these things happen. When your brain is stressed out, if you are having a degenerative brain disease, if you are not getting enough blood flow. But how do you know what's the problem? And you just sit by and say, well, I'm getting old. We love to put excuses. There are aged people who don't forget. I spoke to an aged lady recently, and her brain is working fine, many of them. So it's not about aging. Of course, as we age, our body gets weaker. But once you do certain things, you see, you must have what is called a strong foundation. And if your foundation is strong, you will not forget. My mother could tell you any phone number without even watching. She remember everybody's birthdays, and she's 80 years of age. The day they was born. Not that she's inquisitive, but her brain works well. I myself, once I have information in this brain, it don't go away. I don't forget that information because it's in here. Remember when Princess read earlier, all it stated that some information stays in the brain and some information goes to the spinal cord area, which is the central nervous system, to disseminate other messages that are required for body function. So this, our body is a unique one. I want you all to remember that the only way you can do it right is when you follow the instructions of the creator of life, whom you call God. I always have to chastise believers in the word of God, who tend to do their own thing. Man prefers to follow traditions of men rather than the word of God. We differ from the word of God. And then we say we love God and we want God to take care of us, but we do not do what he says to do. We do our own thing and we pay with our lives. But before we die, we suffer tremendously because we fail miserably to follow the instructions of the Creator, and we find other ways that man has created. And in that way, we suffer still. You end up dying before your time because you did not listen to your God, your Creator, who said in his word that he placed every herb in the land for our healing. That's what Empress is saying. If anybody who is listening have an issue what I'm saying, take it to your God in prayer and he will correct you. Don't come at me. Listen, follow the instructions given, and you will find yourself in a better place where your health are concerned. And when you have good health, you can conquer the world because you are able now to function. We're speaking about the brain. The brain will disseminate messages to you in a way that you can be able to function at your optimum level as you have been designed to. But when you have blockages, when there are issues, cognitive production in your brain, you will suffer and you will not be able to do what is required. And then and I remember, as I always say, when we suffer, it's not us alone. Our loved ones suffer with us. When they get messages, and even though you're not connected closely to that person, and you may have a friend whose brother or sister or aunt or uncle or mom, whatever relationship, have an issue and they tell you, it will affect you in some way. Even though it's a small way, but you become concerned, you say, oh my God, boy. I wonder how Joe's sister is doing today. I hope she's doing well. I hope his mom is doing well, or whatever the person is, because we are connected emotionally, and our brains, as you heard the reading, gives you all of those feeling, emotions, whether it's happy emotion, sad emotions, anxiety emotion. The brain disseminates these things, and when our blood flow isn't working well, we have a lot of issues. We have anxiety, and then you will be treated for something that you don't have. Because your heart will be racing off. And when your heart starts to race off, your brain is actually saying, hey, I can't function because I ain't getting enough to send out the message. They can't have enough gas to reach the Toko. Good morning to the folks out there in Toko. Avenel and Miss Glenda and myself, we visited Toko yesterday. It was a nice ride. I invited Princess, but Princess didn't want to come. She sit at home. You know, she sat at home and relaxed. But it's okay. She likes to be at home most of the time. But in saying, it was a nice trip. We had a little bit of traffic on the highway hour of the evening, but we went and we came down, and it was nice to see all the beautiful scenery. Good morning to all the folks out there in Kumana Village in Toko, and Toko in general. Those folks out in Matlot and the other parts that I can't remember right away. Good morning to the folks in Shenene Road. Good morning to the folks out in that big corner. I always forget the name. So many things to remember in my poor brain, but it's working, eh? So I remember I went there. Good morning to everyone. Love to you all out there. Good morning to the folks in Manzalina, where Princess has a lot of relatives and loved ones. North Manzalina to be particular. The George and the Roberts family and all else. Thank you all for always tuning in and keeping in contact with us. To my family in New Grant and the Maruga Road. To Donna and her entire family, her husband Atta, her mom, and her dad, her brothers and her sisters, her sister-in-laws, and all the family, her children, everyone. Love to you all, to her neighbor Petra, and everybody who connects with us when we are there. To Luan and her family out there in 6 Company Circular Road. Everyone, love to you all connected to Nature's Touch. You keep well. To the folks out in the Point 14, good morning to you. Good morning to the folks out in La Brea, the folks in Cedras, yes, Chatham, and all the far ends, Siparia, Penal, Oropouche, Debe, Rochas Douglas Road. All those people come from all over to Nature's Touch whenever. But I want to tell you all, there is no place too far where your health are concerned. Even to the folks in the US, you see the first person on the live, oh, they're not saying, let you move and you didn't tell me you're naughty girl. So we will speak again. I'll give you a call. So love to you all. Sherry really told me you move, but she didn't tell me where. But it's nice to see you and you send out where you are. Love to you, big sister Lynette, and to all else and sundry, wherever part of the world you are, in Africa, in India, in China, wherever we are connected with people. We are one people. We all belong to one race, which is called the human race. Lynette says, thank you for sharing this information on our health. And that's what we do at Nature Search. We give you information. We take care of you. When you come to Nature Search, it's not just going and do a test. When we do the body analysis, we have the supplement to give to you to continue to relieve you of that burden of disease and illness. And it works. And the reason why it works, it is done in a systematic way where we do your body cleanse, we remove the waste product that is blocking. Remember, when you have waste in your body system, it blocks that information. It blocks where absorption is supposed to take place. If you have poor absorption in the gut, in the small intestine where absorption of nutrients takes place, then you are in for a storm. So you could take the best medicine, the most expensive medicine, and you have not cleansed the body system. You are spinning top in mud. Princess, continue.
Signs and symptoms from lack of brain oxygen and blood. Memory loss, confusion, decreased concentration and poor judgment, motor function deficits, weakness, numbness, tingling in the limbs, spasticity, tremors, and lack of coordination, speech and vision problems, slurred speech, difficulties with language, and cortical blindness, neurological emergencies, stroke, coma, and seizures, physical signs, dizziness, headache, fainting, fatigue, and bluish skin or lips.
Thank you, Princess, and she will repeat those as the program go along. We'll be leaving here. The program ends at 10:55 a.m., which is 5 minutes to 11. So we have some time still where we repeat those information of signs and symptoms when you're possibly having issues with your brain. Princess, repeat it once again. Take a little more slow that people could understand. There are people who have issues. She say, happy birthday to Sammy tomorrow, but it's really the 29th. Sammy born on one of the leap years. So happy birthday to Samuel, one of my nephews out there in New Grant. And also Princess's godson called Jace. They have the same birthday. They wouldn't have that date, but you know, we will celebrate with them as well because every 4 years that time will come around. But we give thanks for life. Sammy and Jace, all the best to you all and to everyone else who's celebrating on that day tomorrow. God's blessings to you all as you grow in grace. We wish you first good health, and then everything else will fall. After that will come into play. But we wish you the best in your health, the best in your life. God's blessings to you all as we continue the program. Princess, repeat those signs and symptoms where a person may be having issues with the brain function and we take it for granted. It's a little this and a little that. And those little things grow into big things because remember, when the rain starts to fall into your barrels and your tanks, it doesn't come in a big shower one time. Sometimes the rain comes in a shower, but it still has to trickle down into the area before it becomes full. It's the same thing that happens when you allow your body systems to get weaker and weaker, when you allow disease and illness to overtake your body and you mind it like a baby, put on Pampers and give it the best feed, and you did not go to your health provider, to your doctor, or you come to Nature's Touch, you will suffer. Or to another health. There are many health providers, but you stay there and you allow these things to happen, and then when you reach a stage of dying, then you try to reach out to somebody, but sometimes it's too late. And you know the saying goes like this, too late shall be the cry. Continue, Princess.
Signs and symptoms from lack of brain oxygen and blood. Memory loss, confusion, decreased concentration and poor judgment, motor function deficits, weakness, numbness, tingling in the limbs, spasticity, tremors, and lack of coordination, speech and vision problems, slurred speech, difficulties with language and cortical blindness, neurological emergencies, stroke, coma, and seizures.
Go ahead.
Physical signs, dizziness, headaches, fainting, fatigue, and bluish skin or lips.
Okay, so you heard where I want to go down to seizures. We have a lot of people who have seizures. And that is when the brain isn't getting enough supply of oxygen and nutrients. You end up having issues. Sherry PSA, Rachel is in the house. Good morning, Rachel. Peace and blessings. Love to you. Thank you for tuning in to the Street 919 FM and to our program, Nature's Touch. Now, I want you all to understand, when we have seizures, people have seizures, that's when the brain isn't getting enough nutrients and oxygen. When you look into people who have had seizures, I oftentimes tell you, I have more than one, but this little girl stood out for us. She came to us in, let's say, 3 years ago, right? Her mom and her dad brought her along. She was recommended by Priest Kern of Shanti. Pleasant good morning to you, Priest Kern, and to your family. He brings the whole world to Nature's Touch. He tells everybody. But he told me about this brethren of his, I think it's a relative as well, who has this little girl. She's age 14. She has been having seizures from age 6. And I said, bring her along. And when they brought her, and we put her onto our body analysis machine, we saw all the problem with her blood flow in the brain. It was like a map. Every part there was issues where you're seeing she was not getting blood flow in the brain. This child couldn't go to school. Like every other little girl, she's a beautiful little girl, couldn't go to school, couldn't sleep in her own bed from age 6 to age 14. And from the day that she came to Nature's Touch, she never got a seizure again. You know why? They always brought her for her appointment. She took her supplement. Her brothers, she has 2 brothers, and they didn't make joke with her sometimes when she didn't want to take her supplement. They were like generals behind her, insisting, because they know what is to see their sister in that state. She used to have seizures 6 and 7 times per day, not per month or per year, you know. None is good. But imagine 6 or 7 times a day, even while in the hospital, she would get seizures. It was so bad. And she lived there in the hospital. When she goes to school, Rachel said, good morning, Empress and Princess. Thank you, Rachel Sanchez. Thank you so much. And from the day she came to us, she never got a seizure again. We are not magicians, but we follow the instructions of the Creator of life. If you have issues with your blood, you must get the blood to restore, to flow. And they never stayed away from coming to Nature's Touch when they have their appointment. And that's one of the things. You have to be consistent with your treatment. It's a therapy. We are not magicians. We do a job, we do a service, and we are the service providers, and we tell you when you need to come and take care of that body. Some people come, some people do their own thing, some of them take the supplement to suit how they want it, and then they'll come back and, well, Empress, well, I'm good, you know, but you did not follow the instructions given. You cannot want to do what you want. If you want to go from here to Manzanilla or Guayagarari, you cannot put $10 gas in your vehicle and think it will take you there. Let's be real. You have to fill your tank to take you to the place you need to be. Meaning that you have to be consistent with your treatment. And once you do that, you will get the end result. And let me tell you about that little girl. Last year, when she wrote the CSEC exam, that same person couldn't go to school. Many days, her mother said when they send her to school, the school will call and take her back home. For them to come and take her home or to the hospital. And that same little girl wrote her CSEC exam because her brain started to work over the 3 years period. And she was able to go back to school. And she was able to beat back all the children who went to school every day with no issues, no health issues. She graduated the most outstanding student in her school in mathematics and other subject areas. And right now, she's training in the medical field because she understands the need. But I know she will never forget God's way, nature's way. And she's well, and she still comes. Okay, you know why? She understands what we do, and she sees the benefit of keeping up and being obedient. So those folks, and she's just one, there are many other persons who have different disease and illness. We have Miss Thomas saying good morning to all. Miss Thomas, thank you so much for tuning in to the Street 919 FM and to this program, Nature's Touch. Thank you much. You must be consistent. Anything you're doing, if you are not consistent, you're going to pay. If you are a salesperson, you can't go when you feel to go. You have to go when there is need to go. When you have your business, I tell people when I have one client, I have 10 clients, I operate the same way. We provide. I don't say I because I don't do it alone. But I am the leading one who ensure that we have everything. Sometimes Princess and Dwight surprise me when they help me out and do things. But she laughed. She's laughing. But I am that person there, and I ensure that when you call and you come through that door, we don't say we have this and we have that. The reason why you have to be consistent with what you do in all aspects. You can't do it when you feel to and when you want to. You have to do it when it's needed to be done. That's the way your health will work for you when you take care of yourself. And not take your medicine or your supplement when you want to. And then you blame your doctor. You say, I ain't going back by that place again. Nah? They're so good. And when you look in the nitty-gritty of it and you say, what did you do? What was given to you? Did you take it well? When you say those things, it tells me that you are not obedient. Good morning to Minister Small out there, and applying in the work with the song route and other work. Pleasant good morning to you. Good morning to Pastor Andy, Anderson Dyer, and all the ministers of the gospel, family members, the McIntosh, everyone. Love to you, the Coopers, everybody. All the ministers of the gospel, pleasant good morning. Good morning to the folks at Mount Olive, number 1, that's number 1 base, just after Samuel Cooper Road and the main road there. Good morning to the folks there and to all others. Love to you all. I want Princess to bring you some more information. Not really more information, but to repeat the signs and symptoms from lack of brain, oxygen, and blood. When you have lack of brain, oxygen, and blood flow, you could have these problems and you will end up being very sick. A lot of people will be very traumatized when you are not well, and in the end, you pass on before your time. That is dying before your time when you fail miserably to get the right treatment to take care of your health.
Memory loss, confusion, decreased concentration and poor judgment, motor functions, deficits, weakness, numbness, tingling in the limbs, spasticity, tremors, and lack of coordination, speech and vision problems, slurred speech, difficulties with language and cortical blindness, neurological emergencies, stroke, coma and seizures, physical signs, dizziness, headache, fainting, fatigue, and bluish skin or lips.
Right, and what that bluish skin or lip mean? That you are not getting oxygen. And so then when people faint or have a fainting spell, you see the lips turn blue. That means that they have oxygen issue. You look at the fingernails, it turns blue.
Or even if they're red skin, you
Yes.
see the veins show up blue.
Turn blue, that means to say that they're having issues with their oxygen flow. And this happens when your blood isn't able to disseminate the information that is required. Shamoy will need something for her asthma. And we have that. We have everything that is required. Because when you have asthma, that is when you have a lot of mucus blocking inside of that system there, and you cannot breathe when it goes to the lungs and block all the air space, mucus. Mucus is needed in the body, but when you have an overproduction of mucus, that's where we have problems. All right? So I want you all to understand there's a process. You must cleanse the body system. At Nature's Touch, we have all the supplement for whatever disease or illness you have. It's not about giving a supplement. It's about giving the right information and processing it well. You go onto the body analysis machine. We analyze the body. If you need to get the feet spa done, which you should always do, it connects with the entire you. If you know about reflexology, all the organs of our body are connected by the sole of the feet and in the palms of the hands. You do that. We see people who came in with swollen feet get relieved. Doesn't matter. You say, I have varicose vein. What you have is the blood isn't passing through. The vein isn't your problem. Your problem is the blood flow. Your blood has become too thick and it cannot pass through the space that has been there. So it gogs and swells and sometimes they burst and you end up with sores. And you blame all kind of things except yourself. So you say, I have spider vein and you have all kind of vein. You blame these things. It is your lifestyle that caused you not to be able to function because you lack the information. And some of you, when you get the information, you do your own thing. So I'm urging you, do not stay in your dismay. Do not stay in your ignorance. Call us at the numbers 398-8282 or connect with us at our landline 241-7568. We take care of children. Up to last 2 Saturdays ago, I went to drop off to collect something from a client.
Friday.
No, it was Saturday. And when we went to drop off to collect that stuff from the client, I was told that there was a 19-month-old baby who didn't sleep the whole night. The baby was struggling to breathe. Asthma attack. And they didn't want to take her to the hospital because, oh God, the mother said, when we go, you have to sit down there and I can't, I have to work. And her aunt, who had had an issue with breathing, a respiratory problem, she said, Empress, she recommended me when I went there, and I went in there and I did what is called a CPT, a chest physiotherapy with the baby. That baby did not have to go to stay into the ward because remember the mother has to work. And then people don't want to hear these things. And when you have a baby at the hospital, you need to be there or have some adult standing for you. Sometimes people don't have that affordability of having loved ones close by who are able, because everybody's working now. So she tried to avoid that. She said the baby, when I went there, I was actually hearing her lungs with all this trouble. I'm hearing the mucus, as they say, rattling on the chest. And I did what I had to do. And up to this minute, I've never got a call. We had to rush her off. This is not a boastful act. I am just telling you what we do. 19-month-old baby. Princess, we are going to close in less than 2 minutes' time. Could you just give your goodbyes?
Thank you for joining us this morning. Don't forget to share the program. Don't forget to stay locked on to the street 919 FM. Book your appointments. Come on down to Nature's Touch. Get our wonderful, lovely scans, our lovely massage and feet spa, and your other treatments.
Yeah, we do full body massages, everything pertaining to healing of that human body. There's nothing we don't do to help you. All you need to do is call and you get your information and be on your way to good and excellent health. Nowhere is too far. Where your health are concerned is 10:53 and counting. We have just about 1 more minute and a few seconds into the program. Call the numbers 398-8282. We are open from 7 a.m. in the morning. And your last appointment is booked at 11:30 and we close promptly at 1:30. We have to preserve our health as well. We can't overwork and then we are not able to take care of our own selves. All right? So that's why we don't overwork. We are available Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Saturday is always a wonderful day at Nature's Touch. We always encourage you to come on down. Take care of your health. We are located in Barataria. Call us for direction. Call for more information. And ensure that you and your loved ones don't leave them behind. Your co-worker, your neighbor, the man in the street, somebody you meet in the marketplace who have an issue. Don't let them suffer. Let them know there's a place they can be. That place is Nature's Touch, located at 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria. I'm Conking on the 2nd. I'm almost out of here. You have a wonderful one. Love to you. I'm Empress Judy. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Boy, I get in an accident a while ago. I was in traffic and my car get bounced from behind.
Well, then they're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the insurance company go fix it up.
Fix up? Huh? I make my claim the next day. And up to now, I can't hear from the insurance company. I need my car fixed.
Look, you better go to the Financial Services Ombudsman. I'm sure they can help.
Yeah, I'm going to check them now.
To resolve a complaint with your insurance company, bank, or non-bank financial institution, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman at 800-4FSO or visit www.ofso.org.tt. We can help, and our services are free.
Nature's Touch Massage Therapy and Nutrition and Nature's Touch Youth Health Caravan invites you to join us live on the Street 919 FM every second and fourth Friday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We are located at number 3, 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria. For further information, please call or WhatsApp the numbers 398-8282 or our office numbers 241